Live in the Facebook group, Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live. In the Facebook group. I always do that just to make sure my audio is on. Today we're gonna go over how we are virtually wholesaling properties in like 5 different markets across the country and how you can do it from home. We're gonna go over pretty much everything on how you can do it yourself from home and just the steps and the team in place that you need to succeed. Okay. So we started off at Best Chicago Wholesale Deals. We opened a mentoring partnership program called Kingdom REI Academy. That's why you see Kingdom REI Academy is our kind of like our mentorship partnership program. And Best Chicago Wholesale Deals is where we do our wholesaling business, mainly in Chicago area. And we're in 5 other states closing deals as well. So again, today we're going to go over how to virtually wholesale houses from home, and we're going to go over pretty much every step and try to get through it as in most detail as possible and give you the best resources. If you're in the Chicago area or in any other state, we're in Indiana, Wisconsin, Florida, Texas, Carolina. So if you're in any of those states, you can join our you can, this is for a Chicago list. So if you're in a different state, just reach out to me directly. We can add you to that list, the other list. If you have a deal, you need a buyer for your deal, you can send it to us. We can take a look at it, see if the numbers work. If they don't, we'll let you know. So if you have a deal maybe under contract or maybe you own, you think would be a good fit for maybe for an investor, you can send it to us and we can take a look at it. We also are licensed as well. We do creative strategies as well. So maybe there's another way we can help you out on your property. So if you're in this Facebook group, Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live, there's over 130 plus training videos now for free, pretty much going over everything on how to flip and cash flow houses without getting into debt, without using your own cash. So check that out. In the Facebook group, you simply go to the guide section or the feature section, and we got over 130 plus trainings, pretty much going over every single topic on how you can do it yourself for free. Yeah, you can start closing deals using this training, using all this information for free, and you don't need to pay any gurus or mentors or anything like that. So how to flip houses and cash flows from home. So we're gonna go over each one. You have to find the leads, you have to analyze the deals, you have to make offers. You need someone to get pictures if the owner doesn't get them from you. You need to find investors, so we're gonna go over that. You need to find title company attorney, and you get paid and you close, right? So we're gonna go over each one. So first of all, finding leads is probably the simplest thing. We like to I always say that you should, like, whatever market you're in, no matter what market you're in, you should be always contacting all the free leads, which is Zillow.com for sale by owner and the for rent section. So a lot of people snooze on the for rent section. If you get a lot of deals from for rent, you should be also contacting all the leads on Facebook Marketplace, and then joining as well all your Facebook groups that are local to your area. So for example, you're in Chicago, join all the Chicago Facebook groups, and people post deals on there every single day, and you can reach out to those people, see if they're good deals. And then the next thing is Craigslist. Craigslist for sale by owner section and for rent. So whatever market you're in, you should be contacting all these leads that are free in the for sale by owner and for rent sections, because these are people that are already raising their hand. They want to sell or they want to rent their house. So we can reach out with rent to own or possible Airbnbs. We just did a deal where we actually the owner is now selling the property. We had the property for about 5 years where we just managed it on Airbnb, and we ended up making close to about 44,000 over the course of 5 years. So a little bit less than 10 grand a year off of one deal. That we didn't have to put any cash up. We didn't have to get our credit checked. So You want to learn the different strategies, and you can find that in the Facebook group. If you go in the Facebook group under guides, you can learn all the different offers the 5 different offers that we make regarding all the creative strategies. So finding leads is out there pretty easy. For sale by owner, Zillow, Facebook, Craigslist, for rent sections on those three as well. Join all your local Facebook groups. And the third way is we're telling everybody use PropWire. PropWire.com is free. You can go on there and get all the tax delinquent lists, pre-foreclosure lists, probate lists, free and clear properties, absentee owners, properties that are empty nesters, people that owned it a long time. So PropWire.com, you can get, just in Cook County alone, there's like 160,000 people behind on their taxes. So you can get that entire list for free from PropWire, and you can start calling those leads. And then this what you should be doing every day is calling leads. And then you can once you have that list, they're not going to give you the phone number, so you have to skip trace them. So you can use True People Search, or there's tons of bulk skip tracing services out there that you can use. In our partnership program, we have like a skip tracer that does it like for 4 cents a lead. So it's pretty cheap to skip trace, meaning to get the phone numbers and emails to contact the leads. So now you have all the leads, so now you know where to find them. And it's, just in this, 3-4 minutes that I've been talking, you have now unlimited leads to call. The PropWire is nationwide, and there's millions and millions of leads on that platform, which is free. Second thing you need to learn is how to analyze deals. And I'm not going to get into how to make the right offer and analyze deals on this call. But how to analyze deals, you can find a ton of training in our Facebook group. If you just go to the guides or features section, so under featured, you can go to like all the recent replays, and then find the trainings on how to analyze deals, right? So we have a training, let's see, how to take over your market, number one tool. So like I said, there's like 130 videos here of we've been recording them for the last like 4 years. So find the training on analyzing deals and going over. So this is so if you have an Airbnb deal, this is how to analyze it here. Then find the trainings on wholesaling particularly, and then the rent to own. We went over each one. So you'll find it in here where you'll find how to analyze the deals. I also created I want to go to a resource that I created. So quick start videos. So if you go to bestchicagoWholesaleDeal.com/quick start videos, I have a training on how to get started. So there's like 5 videos in order. And here, this is the training day 3, how to make sure you're always making the correct offer. So you can find that here as well. So it's another resource. So you can go to the Facebook group or go here, and then you're going to learn how to analyze the deal. Because analyzing deals, we can go over that training for a number of weeks with our different offers. So how to analyze the deal, how to always make the right offers. And then the third thing is making offers and negotiating and closing the deal. So here, the same resource. So you go to the Facebook group, find the training on how to negotiate, how to close the deal. And in the same resource, bestchicagoWholesaleDeal.com/quick start videos, I have a resource here, how to talk to sellers, how to build rapport, how to close deals. Each of these trainings are probably well over an hour of training that you can watch. So watch this training here, and this is going to help you, when you make the call, know what to say, how to say it, how to get the contract signed. So these 2 videos here, how to make the offer and then how to talk to the sellers, definitely is a great resource to because I find that the hardest part is Analyzing deals gets simpler as you do it, but talking to sellers, negotiating, getting the contract signed, I believe, is what stops most people. So, having a strategy when you're talking to a seller and going into that offer you're about to make with a strategy and knowing what you're doing is going to give you a lot of confidence when you're making the offer. So watch those trainings, which are free, and in that same resource, watch the whole thing. Um, I just one thing is that all the systems and tools were, this was like a couple years ago, so all the systems and tools were changed and updated, so you can ignore the part about the systems and tools. But here, this resource, getting the first video, there's about 5 videos. Why real estate wholesaling is the best business, what you need to do every day to be successful, how to get leads coming in, how to always make the right offer, how to negotiate, close, build rapport, get the contract signed, how to find buyers for your deals, which I'm gonna go over in this training as well. I can talk about negotiating, analyzing deals for the next 3-4 weeks of training, and we still have a lot of questions about it. So the next thing is so you know how to find the leads in this training alone. I pretty much and telling you how to get unlimited leads to call that you can call. Analyzing deals is going to take time to learn. So go through the trainings that I just showed you, the resources, go in the Facebook group, find the trainings on that as well. So you need to get pictures, right? You need to get pictures from the owner. So a lot of times we just simply ask the owner, say, hey, can you send us pictures of the property that you have, right? So a lot of times you can get it from the owner. If the owner doesn't have it, we even do Zoom walkthroughs with owners now. So we'll say, hey, I'm in Florida and I'm looking at a deal in Indiana somewhere, right? And we'll just jump on a Zoom with the owner and do a walkthrough. And during that walkthrough, we're taking pictures on the Zoom and we're recording it as well. So you can do that with the owner to get pictures. The next thing you can do is send someone else. Of course, this is a virtual wholesaling, so you're staying home. So you're gonna find people through that's why you join the local Facebook group. So if you're in Chicago and you're trying to wholesale properties, join all the local real estate Facebook groups, particularly in your neighborhood, Chicago. So you join all of them and then you make a post and you ask, hey, is someone available, to take pictures in the Chicago market, willing to pay whatever you're willing to pay. Typically, I'll pay someone like $100 to $70 to go to the property, get pictures, maybe put a lockbox on the property, right? And another resource that I love is TaskRabbit. So you can find people on TaskRabbit to get pictures for you as well. And TaskRabbit is a nationwide company, and they have contractors. They have people that they pretty much will do any task that you can think of. So if you need someone to go to the grocery store and pick up something and bring it to you, they'll do that, right? So the TaskRabbit, you can get someone to take photography, take pictures of the property. So you can send this person, you need to put the address in here on where they're at, and you can see, you're going to be able to see, I'm just going to put a address in Chicago that I know off the top of my head. I'm going to put 1 hour. It takes less than an hour to take pictures. So you're going to see a bunch of people available here. So for $87, he'll take pictures for you. 77. There's a lot of people on here, and you can sort them by reviews. There's someone here that's new. That the new people with less reviews are going to be cheaper because they don't have that many reviews yet. But here you got someone for $33. So they do it really cheap, and you can get, I found electricians on here, plumbers, HVAC people. I found cleaners. If you're managing an Airbnb virtually, you're definitely going to need to find cleaners. So here, TaskRabbit, pretty much any task you could think of, they'll do it. I've even had them come, assemble furniture, move people out of properties. Let's say you have a property you're trying to wholesale, and the only way you'll close, if the buyer will close, is get the tenant. to vacate. And I did a closing recently where I hired a couple guys off TaskRabbit, sent them to the property to help the tenant move. And you can find all the help you need on here, which is awesome. And they have ratings, reviews, and their hourly rates. Which is awesome. So if you need someone to find pictures and get photography, this is available. This TaskRabbit is a resource available nationwide. And again, cleaners for Airbnbs, movers, electricians, general contractors, they're all on there. And what's awesome, the best thing about it is that they're reviewed. There's reviews on them, so we know someone's bad versus someone's good. So, for example, if you're hiring an electrician, of course, you're going to want to find someone that has a lot of good reviews already, that they've done a lot of work for people and they have high ratings, right? So the next thing, you got to get the pictures. So that's one thing that a lot of people stops them from virtual wholesaling. They go to, you have to go to the property yourself if you're going to get pictures yourself. And then the next thing is send investors. Like, most people don't get into wholesaling real estate because they don't have an investors list yet. So same resource, PropWire, you have so there's three resources. There's sent to get all the investors. There's PropWire, there's Realtor.com, and I like Zillow.com. So Zillow.com, so the property that I have under contract, I'm trying to sell, I need to find investors, right? So I'll go to Zillow and I'll go to the zip code that I have the property in. And I'll get all the landlords, right? All the people buying rental properties, these are landlords, right? So I'm going to go to the for rent section. And now all these people, if I have a property in the zip code, I know all these people are landlords. I'm going to reach out to them with the deal. So I'm going to reach out to every landlord in the neighborhood. And then I'm going to reach out to every realtor in the neighborhood, right? So you can do the same thing with realtors. You can type in the zip code. And what you want to do with realtor.com, you want to find every realtor that that has worked with agents. So you can sort this by the realtor, find realtor. So you gotta go to find realtor first and then type in the zip code that you're searching, and then you simply go to worked with buyers only. So you want an agent that has buyers, that is working with buyers only, so that we know they have lists of probably investors as well. So you can see I have 624 realtors and I have their numbers. So basically, when you have a deal under contract, call all these agents in the zip code, that work with buyers, and then you're gonna leave them a message with the deal, right? And you can, cut them commission or have them add their commission on top of your price, however you want to do it. And then the third way to find investors overnight is you can go to PropWire, same thing as finding seller leads. And what I like to do is go to absentee owner. There's a cash buyer option, but I like to go to absentee owner, because if you just do cash buyer, you're missing out on all the buyers that are getting hard money loans, which are also investors. So I like to go to absentee owner and then bought in the last 1 year. So I go to filters. So these are all recent investor buyers. So these are all recent investor buyers that bought a property in the last year. And you can see that 2,000 just in one zip code. Zoomed in too much. What happened? Just in one zip code, there's 2,400 investor buyers in this zip code, right? So I can just download this list, get all their information. And what's cool with PropWire is that you can download and skip trace and download the entire list for 10 cents a lead. We have our own in-house skip tracer that's about 4 cents a lead, but you can get all the phone numbers and emails. So if I was gonna get this list, I'm gonna pay $237. Is that worth it? If you got like a $20,000 spread that you might potentially close a deal, of course, it's worth the investment, right? So you can skip trace it, download it, pay the $237, and in the next maybe 24 hours, I have all the buyers' phone numbers, all their emails. Pretty much overnight, I have the buyers list for investors to sell my deal, right? So that is one of the main things stopping people from getting into real estate wholesaling is I don't have a buyer's list, and I just showed you, hey, you can get all the realtors overnight, you can get all the landlords overnight, you can get all the investor buyers overnight, emails, phone numbers, and you can send them the deal. So don't be afraid of not having a buyer's list. And this is nationwide, right? Like realtor.com is nationwide, Zillow is nationwide, PropWire is nationwide, and you can so now knowing what you know, you should be able to approach anybody that has a deal under contract in any state and say, yeah, I might have a buyer for that, right? Then you have to find a title company or an attorney in your area. So you definitely need a title company or attorney in the area you're trying to sell your property. I like to tell people to same thing, go on Facebook group, local Facebook groups, join, if you're in Chicago, join Chicago real estate investor Facebook groups and join all of them, right? And you can simply go into the search feature and type in title company or attorney that works with investors. And then you're going to find tons and tons of title companies and attorneys that people already posted. Or if you can't find anything, just post it yourself. Hey, any good title companies or attorneys that are working with investors, wholesalers in the area, and boom, there'll be a ton of them, right? So title company attorneys are really easy to find. They're all over the place. There's a lot of competition. So just find one that other investors are recommending, and you can do that easily through Facebook groups. I'm gonna see if I can just go on one, maybe Chicago real estate investors. So I'm in a Facebook group called Chicago Real Estate Investors, and I search. I don't have to post anything. I just search title company, right? So I typed in title company, and I want to see. So this guy posted any last year. He posted any investor friendly title companies, and we got 14 comments already. So look at that, Old Republic, we have Fidelity, we've worked with Desiree Wilson a bunch of times, investor title search. So we have a bunch already. So whatever area you're in, you can find a title company and attorney to close your deals pretty easily. It just took me a couple seconds to do that, right? And then get paid and close. You got to find out if you're going to do an assignment or a double closing. I always Chicago double closings will cost, depending on the size of the deal, can cost 5,000 to 10,000 out of your profit. So if you're making like well over, I would say 25,000 or more, you may consider double closing, but I would always say 25,000 or less, do just a normal assignment. So you know, you're not spending, you're not losing out on that $5,000 to $10,000 to double close. And if you so to get paid, you just have to decide what I like to tell everybody is, like, just be honest with the seller, be honest with the seller, be honest with the buyer, be that, have them be aware that, hey, you're bringing in an investor to close the deal, and the buyer is aware that you don't own it, that you're wholesaling it to them. So be upfront and honest with both sides, and then typically you're never going to have an issue with an assignment. We've assigned deals where we made 50,000, 60,000 in an assignment fee, and there was no issue because we were upfront with the owner. The only time you have an issue is like, you lied to the owner, and you said you're the one closing it, and you didn't tell them about, you may bring an investor that you're going to assign it to. And then you're at the closing table and they see a $30,000 assignment fee going to you. And then that's when you may have an issue with the closing, right? Because you're not honest and upfront with everybody. So be honest, be upfront with everyone, and you'll get paid at closing. If you're dishonest, then there's a chance that it can blow up because then you may have to turn around and double close. And we had a deal recently where the other wholesaler I never worked with before, I told him we have a buyer for this deal, and he never disclosed the seller anything about wholesaling or assigning the property. And we ended up having to double close, and we ended up making, maybe $5,000 a piece. But if we didn't double close, we would have ended up making like $8,000 to $9,000 a piece on the deal. and it was because he didn't disclose to the seller, right? So so now you have all the tools at your fingertips. So why not start today, right? So I just showed you unlimited leads, how to find them. I showed you unlimited buyers, how to find them. I showed you how to get the pictures, how to get people to get to the property using like TaskRabbit, right? How to get title companies to close your deals in seconds, how to find good ones, right? So you pretty much have all the tools at your fingertips just from this training alone. So use it. Why not get started today? And you can start doing this virtually, right? Like knowing what you know now, you can go into any market and just find leads in any market. You can find all the investors in any market. And it's just a matter of getting on the phone, making calls, making offers, analyzing deals, talking to sellers, getting better at negotiating, closing the deals, and just getting started, right? So use this resources today, start closing deals. We have tons and tons of wholesale deals that are getting closed off market every single week by investors. Why are you not part of those deals, right? So that's my training on virtual wholesaling, how to flip houses from home, and how you can do it too. And this is kind of an overview. I didn't go into a deep dive analysis on every little thing, but I gave you all the resources and tools that you need to get started. Like you don't need, you know, like at your fingertips, you have all the leads, all the buyers, people to go to the properties for you at your fingertips on your computer. You can be sitting home and you have all these people right at your fingertips from your laptop, right? So if you're interested in mentorship, you need a mentor, someone, we partner with people, we mentor people. We show you how we're flipping cash flowing houses without getting to debt, how you can do it too, how you can get financially free so you can be a blessing to everyone around you. KingdomREIAcademy.com, we have like a 90-minute presentation on how everything works. And we've been basically mentoring, training people for, I think about maybe 12 years, about, and helping people close their first deals, helping people, go to that next level where they're, instead of closing, one deal a month, they're now doing 4 or 5 deals a month, right? So check it out, KingdomREIAcademy.com. If you're looking for a mentor and a partner. Okay. So if you have any questions, reach out. You can also DM me on Facebook. This is my number, my email. Of course, if you have any deals that maybe you have under contract or that you own, send it to us and we'll see if we can help you out on the deal that you got as well. Right. So we're to end here, we're going through the Bible on God's laws on financial freedom. And the Bible teaches us basically how to have financial freedom. And that was one of the reasons why I started actually going to church and I got saved, was because I put money before anything else. Money was my God. I would be okay, doing whatever legally, ethically, just to make more money, right? But now, reading through the Bible, it's like, man, I got to put God first, right? What He says to do. And then that way, you want to look back at your business and say, yeah, I did everything the right way and how God wanted me to do it. So the Bible teaches us habits of financial freedom and how to get financially free. So in Deuteronomy 8:18, it says, remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, right? So yeah, like if you look at it, God has given you the energy, the strength. He's a creator of all things. Your feet to walk, your hands to work, your mind to think correctly. So he's the one that is giving you the ability to make money right now. He's the one giving you the ability to have good children, a good marriage. He's giving you the ability to do everything you do every day is from God, because He's the one that created you, created everything, and he's in control of everything, the Bible says, right? The habits of getting financially free, we're going to talk about today. And we're just going to talk about maybe one or two habits. Main thing is, remember, God is my source. Put your security in something that can never be taken away. So God is the source of all things. So same verse, Deuteronomy 8:18. I just repeated it because it's something that, I believe we should memorize. Like, hey, Deuteronomy 8:18. Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. It's something that I had to humble myself. It's like it's not me producing the wealth, it's God producing the wealth through me. I'm the only reason why I'm breathing is because God allows me to breathe, right? So purchase security is something that can never be taken away. So put it in God, not in yourself, right? And that's something that is throughout the whole Bible is, hey, we have to deny ourselves and take up our cross. We have to deny our flesh and become more like Christ every day. Throughout the whole Bible, especially the New Testament, is always talking about, hey, it's not about you. It's never about you. It's always about God. Like everything that you have that's all around you, God created it, right? Like it came from the earth. And God gave man ideal to, for example, God gave man a chair out of a tree, right? So a man looks at a tree and he goes, oh, I can create a chair out of this, right? But God made the tree and gave man the ideal to make the tree, right? So habits of financial freedom. One big one, especially in this business, that most people don't do is I must make money honestly. Dishonest money brings grief to the whole family. Proverbs 15:27. The Bible says dishonest money brings grief to the whole family. And that was me through getting started in wholesaling real estate. I just listened to all the mentors that I paid for, the gurus I paid for, and they said, hey, just pretend you're a buyer, be dishonest, and people say you got cash to close, you're the one closing it. And there was no, it was dishonest, right? Because I had no intent of closing these deals. I didn't have the cash to close the deals, and I was totally dishonest. So I was completely disobeying what God is saying here in Proverbs 15:27. Um, and today, instead of saying, hey, I have cash to close, we're just upfront and honest with sellers. We just say, hey, we work with investors, and these investors basically pay us acquisitions fee for finding them great deals. We know the numbers, the formula they're at, because all investors use the same, all lenders use the same formula. And basically, if the numbers work, our investors will buy the property, right? So with sellers, we're just upfront and honest. And if a seller says, oh, you're not the actual buyer, you're bringing someone else, I'm like, yes, I'm going to say the truth. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm bringing someone else. Um, and if that deal doesn't work out because I'm honest, guess what? Move on to the next deal, right? And just follow up with that seller, right? Because it's better to have God first than money first. It's better to have a honest business that obeys God than a dishonest business that it says right here, a dishonest money brings grief to the whole family. You don't want to be grief to your whole family, right? In Proverbs 16:11, it says, the Lord demands fairness in every business deal. He sets the standard. Proverbs 16:11, right? So be fair in all your business deals. Don't don't tell half truths, lies, exaggerate. Um, just be upfront, be honest with everybody. I've had to this day, I have wholesalers calling me, and I know they're a wholesaler based upon how they're talking to me, and they just lie and pretend they're the buyers. And where's this coming from? This is coming from gurus and mentors they're paying lots of money to, and they're training them to be dishonest and to lie to people, right? And then vice versa. I've had people that to this day that happens all the time where we know they're wholesaling the property and they pretend that they're the owner of the property. And it's like, just be honest upfront with everybody, tell the truth, and then you're going to have more peace, more freedom, more joy in your business. Because when you're always lying to people, dishonest, it's kind of like you're a drug dealer, right? Like you don't want anyone to find out, or else the deal might fall through, right? Like for example, if you're lying to the seller and saying, hey, I'm the one buying it, and you're out there marketing the property to all these buyers and you're getting investors in the home, you're acting like a drug dealer. You don't want the owner to find out. It's like the cops finding you, right? And you're always worried about the deal falling through because the owner's going to find out I'm bringing a buyer or wholesaling the property, right? Proverbs 28:8 says, if you make money by charging high interest rates, you lose it all to someone who cares for the poor. And I'm someone that was always into getting into debt, getting into more debt. Used to teach it. I don't teach it anymore because I was always the guy that would buy the property and in a couple of years refinance it to get all the equity out and then keep doing that to buy more property. But then that led to if you guys know my story, that led to when COVID hit, I had tons of Airbnbs, tons of rentals where the tenants stopped paying rent. The Airbnbs all didn't make any money anymore. And I became that motivated seller that was just trying to unload all my properties as quickly as possible because I didn't have enough reserves because I just kept buying property. So you don't want to get into the Bible tells us over and over again, don't get into debt. Don't get into debt. You know, don't be someone that gets into debt because of the high interest rates, right? Like you buy a property, just simple something simple like you go to the store and you buy a t-shirt and you put it on credit and you're paying 10% interest, and then a year or two you're just paying the minimum of that credit card, and all of a sudden that $10 t-shirt now costs you $100, right? So it doesn't make sense to get into into debt at all. um and I know some people that it for living purposes they have to get into debt, but I would say, hey, try to get out of debt as quickly as possible, and pay everything off. And it says you will lose it all to someone who cares for the poor. So eventually, and then the same thing as well as like borrowing people money and charging them crazy high interest, like 20% interest, 15% interest. You shouldn't be doing that, right? Uh, you should be someone the proverbs say over and over again. You should be someone that, hey, if someone wants to borrow money from me, I'm willing to give it to them and not expect it back, right? And that's something that's over and over in the Bible, being generous, giving to other people, being generous. And you're storing when you're doing that, you're storing yourself up treasures in heaven, treasures for the next life. But this life is just in preparation for the next life. Proverbs 13:11 says, wealth from get rich quick schemes quickly disappears. Wealth from hard work grows over time. And in this business, I mean, we have thousands of people just promoting get rich quick schemes, right? And I don't promote that at all. I always tell everyone, hey, it's going to take you 6 months, 3 months of hard work at least before you're consistently closing deals every month. But this business is not a get rich quick scheme. This business does require a lot of hard work. I think I put in hundreds and hundreds of hours before I closed my first deal. It was like 110 offers. So I was probably like at 100 and maybe 20, 130 hours of work without seeing a penny of when I first started real estate wholesaling. And then that was a lot of work. That was like the hardest 120 hours of work I had to work to close my first deal. And this business is not this business is I always say is like it's like planting like when you get in this business you have no leads yet, right? So when you start making offers, talking to sellers. Most of the sellers are going to say no, so most of these sellers will go into follow-up, and 3 months 6 months of hard work of making offers every day, putting leads into follow-up. Eventually you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people that you're following up with every single month, and that's when your hard work starts paying off. You just follow up, and all of a sudden you got 2 deals under contract. You follow up this month, and you have a deal under contract. So uh, that's how this business works. Is that you have to build your follow up list as big as possible, and you want to get to the point of, hey, 6 months from now I have 500 people to follow up with every single month, and I just go follow up, I close a deal, I follow up, I close a deal, I follow up, I close a deal. And that's why most people give up in the first, I would say, first 3 to 6 months, people usually give up, is because they don't have that momentum of a follow-up list, right? But if you stick to this business, and you're consistently analyzing deals, making offers every day, most sellers are going to reject your offer, and you're consistently putting them in follow-up over the course of 3 months, 6 months, that's when this business is going to get easier and easier, because your follow-up list gets bigger and bigger. And it takes time, it takes hard work, it takes energy. It's not a get rich quick scheme. You have to put in the time, put in the work, right? So that's it. We're done for this week. I just want to thank God for all his blessings. Thank God for just everyone listening. Anyone that does, like, the time is near. If you guys don't follow the news or anything about Bible prophecy, if you guys know what's going on in Israel, the Bible says once everyone turns against Israel and starts attacking Israel, we know the end is near. And if you guys don't know as well, like in the book of Revelation, it talks about there's going to be a 200 million man army on earth. And there's never been a country that could form a 200 million man army until today. And China has enough population today that there could be like a 200 million man army from them. And then as well, another prophecy is there's never been 144,000 Jewish people that are Jews that live in Israel ever in history. And today there are 144,000. In the book of Revelation, it says there's going to be 144,000 Jews that live in Israel that are going to be living there, that will bow their knee to Jesus. And if it's just prophecy after prophecy coming true quickly, and it keeps coming, and it's coming faster and faster and faster. And it's just like, man, we got to tell people, man, you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You're either going to be with Jesus. Jesus said, hey, if you're not with me, you're my enemy. If you don't believe in me, have faith in me, you don't love me and obey me, you're against me, right? So I believe everyone has to make a decision. Like, today's the day. Today's the day to make a decision whether you're going to be on Jesus' side or you're going to be on the world side, right? And there's no in between. There's no gray area. It's either you pick one or the other, right? So I just pray everyone that today, hopefully God opens your eyes, opens your heart, and you realize, like, I have to make a decision. I have to believe, and all I have to do is believe in Jesus and confess with your mouth, believe in your heart that he was raised from the dead, and believe that he is the Son of God, he is King of the world, and just invite him in your heart and give him your life. Surrender your life to him, and he will save you. The Bible says, anyone that calls upon the Lord, you will be saved. So we just pray this in Jesus' name, that everyone on here just opens their eyes and sees what's really going on. And I just pray for everyone's financial situations, because most people on here are coming for business, coming for money, that God comes into their financial situations and blesses us with increase, 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold increase, so that we can be a blessing to everyone around us, a blessing to our churches, a blessing to our neighbors, to our families, and a blessing to everyone around us, in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless. We'll see you guys. Well, if you're a member, we'll see you guys in the membership group tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Time.